Hello. How's it going? I know it's late. 1 second, I forgot to shut some things. You're cooking. Oh, what are you cooking? I probably should let you go, yeah. Okay, bye. Apologies. Hi, G. Myself in this damn heat. I am feeling that. Very much so. Good God. I can't. Hide from the deadly sky. Right? My God. How you doing? Nice to see everybody in. I'm dying. Dying. There's not enough shade. I've got a massive fan on there. I've got all the curtains shut. I've got like flimsy clothies. That sounds really bad. Not that kind of website. It's 32 tomorrow. I don't know how much. 32. I'd just unsubscribe me. Unsubscribe. Live in a bathtub full of ice. Fuck. It's 27. What is it right now here for us? Well, we're on 28. I feel sick just saying that. We're on 28. So I didn't bother with the likes of makeup or anything because within half an hour it'd be running down my face like something out of Death Becomes Her at the end, and just I'm not about that life. So everybody's all barefaced and fresh. I wish I could. I start training for a new job on Monday and I don't know if I'm going to make it. You'll make it. Get ice pack, deep freeze. They do like stick-on packs. Just stick them everywhere. Anywhere that is not exposed, stick it. Menthol everywhere. It may just give you the impression of cold, but it's better than fuck all, really. Hello, Mr. Maxwell. Oh, everybody's coming to say hello. This is so nice. So how have you all been? Other than melting and dying and melting some more. I'm gonna grab all of them. You should. Yeah, well, I figured I've got the house to myself. It's too hot to do anything at all other than absolutely die. So, I don't feel like dying. And I missed yesterday because I kind of forgot what day it was. So why not? Why not? You know what I mean? Did you go to download last week? Oh, did you see Sleep Token? Oh. So, I'm going to switch over to the game screen. Kinda. Oh. Honestly. Sleep Token! My God! Why is that button not working? You know what it is? I make stream decks. Well, I didn't make it. I bought it. I put buttons on it to try and make everything go smoothly. Does it work? Does it fuck? Motherfucker. I'm hoping we don't get drops. We normally get drops in the menu at least. So let's see how this goes.
You're the best.
Shall we?
Can you be my mother?
Don't talk to me, child. You make my computer go weird. Kinda. How was it? How was Sleep Token? And the rest of download, I suppose. Who are your favourite bands? Alright, what are we doing? Hello. So what happened that day? I was at a barrier all day of Sex Pistols, got beaten to shit. Adrenaline wore off, I spewed many times. Worried I had a concussion. Sim? Like Green Diamond on Head people or a band? Oh, bless you. Did you not have heat stroke? I mean, you probably did have a bit of a concussion, like. I know when I was there. Oh, cool. I know when I went download, there was a couple of people got knocked the fuck out because obviously crowd surfing at a goth festival means a lot of Doc Martens and steel toe caps to the skull. I think it was just getting slammed about. Yeah, that's fair. But at least you had a good time, minus the oh. Do 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 do. Hand spike. Oh yeah, hand spikes. Mm. Fair. Oh. Fair. Hang on. While we're sitting. And I got the picture. Well, I'd hope so, for taking the bloody face. Oh, I have cap lock on. Whoops. Is it going to be nice? Is it going to work? Well, that was just a little diddy one. Do you know what I think it is that might be making this run so wonderfully? The streamer bot. We've just got to wait for a certain Joe to come down with certain parts and update my PC, and hopefully we'll have a bit better and no droppy drops. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? It would be lovely. Ooh.
Yeah.
Now,
This is
how did that feel?
this is my magic wand.
I sensed a sort of surge of some kind.
A match. Your connection seemed particularly.
You have a magic wand? Dearie me. And I'll wait for that one to have its 2-second cooldown. So what are we going to do? You are welcome, darling. Oh, right. No, that one. We'll do that one. I have a magic wand. Yes, you do. Oh, I remember this.
This is it! This is it! Fuck yes! Let's go! Come on! We did it! It's over! Fuck yes! Woo!
Do you think he's happy?
Oh! Oh god, I'm lightheaded. Oh!
It's no fun getting.
If you
pushed
couldn't
around
tell,
all the time.
that fight took a fucking while. Well done. I witnessed that. Like, in real time. Where am I going? Nope. Nope. Turn you off. Where's the other one?
Hi.
Hi. Ah.
Dun,
dun 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 dun. Ow!
Oh. Where should we go from? Should we go from here, maybe? What do you think? Should we try here? I probably shouldn't try here, but I'm gonna because I can, right? Okay. Now, I don't know if Zek streams or not. Does Zakora stream? Zakora streams!
Let me just.
Or used to stream. One or the other. You are very welcome. Right. I feel like we're not really close to where we need to be, but I'm gonna try anyway. Let's go. Boop. Boop. Just keep swimming. What do? We swim. And cling to the rock face so we don't die. Is it just me? This only jumps when it wants to jump. It doesn't jump when I want it to jump. Because I'm like, jump. Oh. Try and make me out to be a fucking liar. Let me up. Aha. Let me up. I would like to survive. If you're on a slope, it won't work properly because the thing's just sliding. Well, it can fucking suck one, because I'm not. I'm trying to survive. Now I've got to wait for my little companion to catch up. Da, 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 da. I may have been cheeky and played this briefly offline. Briefly. Because I was shite. And it was really annoying us that I didn't have things that were helpful. So I got things that were a bit helpful. They're not helpful. But I could sell them. But they're not helpful. As I was, sorry. So what am I looking for? I got one of those. I'm trying to see what fucking... There you go. Oh, that needs to charge. Charged. That does not. Give me one of them for now. So. Hello? Room service. Oh, hello. She look creepy as shit. Ooh. Can I climb through here? No. Creepy weepy. She was a little bit, wasn't she? Welcome in. How are you? Hello.
I'm just a poor old woman, dear. No need to trouble yourself with me. Please, someone do something.
About what? I am sleepy weepy. Oh. Hi, lady. Oh. I apologize that the boo did not work.
You are watching a master at work.
Thank you. Long night, not much sleep pizza. Oh, I get that a lot.
Emotional damage.
I'm sorry. It's up on max volume and everything. Double check. Yep, max volume. You just gotta get good, aren't you?
Time for a little drinky poo. Cheers, genitals.
Thanks. Have you had anything for the heat stroke? Like, have you got any cooling pads or just a cold shower kind of thing to bring your body temperature back down? I did wonder why she was like, help me. I haven't fucking done anything. Wasn't about me. Not everything's about me. It's a lie. Will that be in here or will it be in books? It'll be in books. Yeah. As instructed to eliminate... Oh! Eliminate me? Somebody wants me dead. Ooh! I'm popular. I'm gonna be popular. Hurry up before she gets here. No! Want that? Want that?
Service.
Nothing to see here. Really? Right, so what's everyone got planned for today? Anything fun? So we've got to go up there. Oh, right, I remember this bit. I've got to try. Right, okay. Dun, dun, da, da, dun, dun, doo. Spend the day with a bin. You building a paddling pool? There are worse ways to spend a day. Ooh, stupid ass. It's down this round here, I think. Quite cloudy. Oh God, I wish. I wish. Ooh. Bunny! No. Bunny! Streaming later? Nice. What, you gonna be streaming? Oh, don't look at me like that. Now let me pick up the bunny. No? Oh, okay. I want it anyway. Oh. Was that you? I hope it was. Although I doubt it. Hello? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Looks like we got ourselves a hero.
Hey, that should have hit. Right in the bum. Now, I've got to be careful. Oh no, did I just kill Sven? Oh no! No! I'll have to reload. I was just about to say, I do this a lot and I end up killing Sven. I kill Sven a lot. They're back at the beginning as well, aren't we? God damn! Fucking Sven. You, stupid. Is it my fault? Probably. But he shouldn't get in the way of my arrows. I did some code vein last night. I noticed. How was it? Is the shop still open? Nothing's open, is it? Oh, this he might be. Hello there.
Ah, how my heart soars to look upon a Sister Bosmer. Please, how can I serve your hunting needs?
I tell you what, he doesn't talk to you like that when you're a Khajiit.
An archer, eh? I've got just what you need.
He's a bit of a dick when you're a Khajiit. I kind of want to keep that. Don't know why. No, keep the pickaxe. I don't really need all of these, do I? Forgot how fun Anime Souls is. It is pretty good. I've played it before. I liked it. So I can't sell him the ball then.
Thank you very much for
I'll
your
wait for the other
business.
person to wake up. Oh, what time is it? No. I was going to say it's the apothecary shop because I can break in and steal some things. I mean, borrow some things. Borrow. Nope. What up, bitches?
You look rather pale. I think I can teach you a thing or two.
Oh, well, I've got enough. That should do, shouldn't it? Or do you think we should max it out? Might as well. Why not?
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
And then I need to pinch all of this when she goes to bed, but she doesn't go to bed until midnight. Getting food, not a problem. I probably should have done that. Whew. Excuse me. Right.
If you're heading east, steer clear of Hillgood's tomb. Think about those old crypts. The dead having trouble staying that way.
I didn't realise they hired Arnold Schwarzenegger to voice a character.
What is it?
Damn those Greymanes to oblivion. They want to back the Stormcloaks. They'll get what's coming to them.
We've got ads starting in about 3 minutes, just so you know. Anyone that gets ads, 3 minutes.
You are a welcome guest. but you must still respect the rules of the Jarl's household.
Okay.
I've got my eyes on you.
I could swear I just had door open. Oh. I can update my map with this? Oh, well. Didn't know that. Any we haven't got? Oh. Will it let us fast travel to these or not, do you think? Someone yawn. I'm gonna have to wait, aren't I? Yeah, probably do, yeah. I love how I can go around and just take gold. Like, that's fine. Alright, that woman will be asleep now. Go get some goodies and then come back and talk to someone about going to kill the dragon.
Be glad you're here in the city and not out in Riverwood. Don't suppose you'd enchant my sword.
15 seconds till ads.
Blade can barely cut butter.
See you soon.
If you need potions, you should try Arcadia's cauldron.
I will go back up to that spot. Right, so in the middle. Well, he died there. Fucking thing made a noise. Really? Gotta go around the front. Fine. Uh-oh. Go to sleep. Fucking move, Sven. Thanks. Ooh, right, a little bit further up. But it was just open it. I went a bit too far. Let's go, Sven. I feel like I should be on Frozen. Let's go, Sven. Roki dokie. Hello. Lovely about that. I'm just gonna wait.
Let me know if you see anything you like. Everything. Take a look.
Okay, let's see. I was gonna say, I got them mixed up with something else. I was like, I shouldn't be able to sell them. Oh! Jesus! That one works. My God! I don't like that one. Nearly shit. I need to find out. Filled with a petty soul. Oh. I can just picture him sitting there pissing himself laughing, you know. Alright, leather. Da, 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 da. Oh! I should probably sell these to the other woman, shouldn't I? Oh well. Yeah, I'm gonna sell them to her.
Do come back.
Thanks. Morning.
You look rather pale. Pardon me, but do I detect a case of the rattles?
No.
Take a look.
No, no rattles. I'm never gonna use it. I might use the disease one. Oh, itchy leg. 20 health potions. Griffin. Griffin's stuck on the curtain. I figured it would. No. Increase heavy. I don't use heavy armor. Nope. Have I got one up here for armor? Yeah. Healing. I just need restores. Nope. Possibly. Well, that one's better than that one. You're less likely to get diseases anyway, being a wood elf, but just in case, keep them. I was going to keep them anyway. Because, like, it would be just my luck. Griffin, if you get stuck on that curtain again, I swear.
Ah,
I wasn't meant to press
so
that button.
you're an alchemist then?
No, I'm a dickhead. Right. No.
Come back anytime if you need a remedy.
I will when you restock.
What are you doing that for?
What? Okay. So we know a fair few.
I offer remedies for ailments both common and rare.
Don't know what that
let me
can
know
be.
if I can be of service.
Damage stamina. Hang on a minute, what? I was not expecting that.
You'll find tonics, salves, poultices,
I can get
and
more.
potions on my shelves. Browse to your heart's content.
Fortify. No, I know. I'm pretty sure that one's for healing.
Time for a little drinking pool. Cheers,
Sell
genitals.
cheers for all ills, and I'll be happy to serve you.
Yeah. Oh, hydrate. I read that and then went, Thank you.
I offer remedies for ailments both common and rare. Do let me know if I can be of service.
So that also restores health. Not a clue what you do. Let's have a try. Fuck all. Okay, great. Yes, I will
There's
waste a
anything I
lot
can
of
help you
this,
with,
but that's
I'll let
okay.
you ask.
That's okay. Oh. Nope.
I sell cures for all ills. Be happy to serve you.
Ooh, okay. Nope. Nope. Try that one. Didn't work. Next. Ooh, resist poison. That'll be good.
You'll find tonics, salves, poultices, and potions on my shelf.
Another resist poison. Okay.
Browse to your heart's content.
Nope. These seem rare.
I offer remedies for ailments both common and rare. Do let me
I
know.
really
if
want to
you
play
need
this
service.
now. You play it tomorrow? I think. Even if I naturally resist it, every little helps.
Cures for all
And all
ills,
that.
and I'll be happy to serve you.
Cost it. Oh, that's a resist frost. Hang on, I'm not reading them, I'm just doing it.
You'll find
Concentrate, Mara
tonics,
Virgin, come between
salves,
12 and 4.
poultices, and potions
Yeah,
on
you
my
could
shelf.
have to.
Browse to your heart's content.
Nope. Where's that thing? Nope. Oh, that should have done something. That sounds really cool. Fortify sneak. Ooh.
I sell cures for all ills, and I'll be happy to serve you.
What that one me? Conjuration. Well, I can sell them, can't I?
You'll find tonics, salve,
Nope.
poultices.
Okie dokie, let's go
potions
sell
on my
them.
shelf. Browse to your heart's content. You look. So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Nope. That could be handy because I get bashed a lot. Oh, it resists frost too. That's quite helpful.
Come back.
Okie dokie.
Time if you need a remedy.
Remedy. Right, so, no, not what I wanted. I might have to swap them buttons over, you know. Where did we want to go? We want to go there, so I want to go here. That's a big ass chin. Okay. Whee! Didn't see this bit. Hey. Can jump out on me, innit? Go on, get it, Sven.
I can take you.
Ah. Oh, I'm still using the orcish ones. Oh, no, 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 no.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death.
Is it? You sure? Are you sure about that? Oh, now he killed it. Good, Sven. Good job, buddy. Right. Thank you for the resub. How you doing? Thank you very much. Gonna sneak on in here.
I'm just a poor old woman, dear. No need to trouble yourself with me.
Where's the assassin? Not wanna come play?
I get so lonely out here.
Good, I am good, thank you very much. Plodding on, as you do. Sven, move.
Huh?
How are you surviving the heat? Hello. Don't mind me, lady. Ooh. Like butter. We're gonna die on the... Oh, she a bad bitch. I like it. Loot, lantern, poison, set. Just. Inkwell na quill. Ooh. Why do you hesitate? You can feel the power coursing in your blood. You only have to reach out and grasp it. Renounce that boy of yours and come live with me in the forest. Sister will be here soon. Together, we can form a proper covenant. You train no children again. Oh, I best be fucking quick then. I'm sitting inside the game and yeah. I feel like that is the only way to survive this heat. Ooh. Nope. Oh, come on now. Ooh. She's gonna hear us. Is that everything? I think, yep. What, you playing?
Fool.
Oh, bollocks.
Know my secret.
I missed.
I'll kill you.
Get it, Sven. Good, Sven. Just gonna hide you over there. And I'm gonna go dismantle these ropes. I didn't realise she'd kill me if I found out her little hidey hole. I knew she'd end up being a bit of a stinker though. Oh, because I already know it. Okay. Ah. Oh well. I can sell them. Right now I'm playing Dune Awakening. That looks really good. Are you enjoying it? I do actually kind of want to investigate that. Right, what can I put on the dagger? Should we see? Frost damage, shock damage, Moon damage or soul trap. Oh. What do I think? I think I should do shock damage. Mind you, it's meant to be a dragon thing, isn't it? So maybe it's either soul trap or silent moon. It feels more fitting. You know? I'm gonna go for that one. Enhance a pickaxe. I don't think I've got anything that'll enhance a shield. No, didn't think so. Magic regen, which doesn't bother us. I was really debating going to get that game though, because it looks good. It did look it. Right, we need to go this way, yeah. It's on the to buy list. Oh. Oh. I thought it was a wolf. It's a fox. Oh, I need to charge this, don't I? Because I didn't do it yet. Hello. Right, let's not die. Well, I didn't die. Let's not kill Sven. My main games are survival games, but with good RPG. I don't say no. I agree. I do enjoy survival. I do enjoy RPG. They're good. Are you going to be streaming it at all? I've been detected already. God damn it. Oh. One down. Whoop. I knew that. Maybe. Don't know. Need to fix the stream PC. Ah, that is fair. Well, if you do decide to, let us know and I'll be there. Go on, Sven. Are you carrying anything right now?
Still here. What do you want me to carry?
Not a great deal. Okay.
Let's get going then.
Don't really get as much for fur. How about you? Oh, Sven!
Still here. What do you want me to carry?
Everything. No. Oh shit, what do I have on? That one. What helm have I got on then? None. Oh! Okay. Oh, because put the robe on. Yeah, okay. Yeah. No, I want to keep that. Toot, toot, toot. 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 Because I've got that. And one of my daggers is frost, and the other one is if the target dies, it fills a soul gem. Oh, but hang on, that's 8. That's 8. Oh, okay. Makes no difference. I do believe that is all I need you to carry. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. I was wrong. I want to keep the gems at least. Should be enough. Good lad.
Lead on.
Let's go. You got any more friends in here? Ooh. Money. Chest all the way up top. I figured there would be. Woo! Oh yeah. Right. And now we're gonna keep going that way. Excuse me, Sven. Thank you, darling. Do you know, even for an old game, right? That's lush, innit? I know I'm technically playing a remastered. Is it a remastered? Thank you for not telling us. Great, great, great. Good job, good job. I know it's the special edition one. Snozzberries taste like snozzberries. It's not, nah. What do you mean it's not? It's not remastered, it's not me special edition. Did I say something incorrect? Well, I know I said something incorrect. Really? Not remastered, right. Sorry, I didn't see what Cyber put on the top either. I know there's going to be people here. I know it. What? Ah! Motherfucker! Don't hit Sven.
Just a scratch.
Don't hit her.
Start running so I can stab you in the back.
Oh, no, it's fine. God, it's fine. Give her.
You should have stayed in your precious
Where's the other one? Oh. Missed. And that's why I keep a Sven. Because I miss. Sven doesn't miss as much. And as long as I don't hit him with an arrow, he doesn't die. You gotta level up. I do indeed. Oh, I didn't want the dagger. Oh well, never mind. Excuse me, lady. Sven! Thanks.
I've got your back.
Yeah, you do. Everything. Hi! How are you doing? I know, I decided I should stream early because I missed yesterday. How are you doing? How's it going? Oh, he's starting to get a bit... He's starting to get
Lead
a
on.
bit... One sec.
Oh God.
Time
Oh
for a
God.
little drinking pool.
Did you run out of fuel?
Cheers, genitals.
We're good. We're covered. I'm fine. Everything's good. You doing okay there, buddy?
I'm just happy it's Friday as per usual.
Alright.
Yeah!
Just gonna go up top.
I mean, it's every day is kind of
Oh,
a Friday
Jesus
for me,
Christ.
but yeah, for everybody else. How's the weather over there? It's absolutely boiling here. Oh, excuse me. Do you know what? Just because. It is my first time Skyrim, yeah. Woo. It shows. Woo! Thanks. I know I'm a rare breed for many reasons, but I am a rare breed because it's like first time Skyrim.
You are watching a master at work.
Thanks. And yes, I loot everything, and I will drop things because I need more loot, I know. Oh, well, excuse me, madam. Didn't mean to pick that up. Won't really get much for the hide armor though, will I? I know I've gave him something to carry, but... Ooh, a garnet. Nice. Leave an alert for work meeting. I appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I hope the work meeting isn't too much of a drag. But it's nice to see you and thank you for popping in. So much scuba tail. Oh, hello. Oh, I already have one of those. I was prepared. What you got there? early. Oh. We got a big drop there. Ooh. Oh, a torch. Will it fall under weapons? No. How about, is it miscellaneous? Yes, it is. Oh, I already have one. Oh, I knew that. Excuse me. Okay, let us continue. Spiders. Spiders. Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought I'd just burn them away. No way. I changed my mind. I thought that would be handy. It is not. No, I'll not switch them yet. Yeah, I will. And you best believe I'm gonna sneak through this entire thing. Well, most of it. Builds the sneak up. Building sneak good. This sounds terrible on headset. I mean, as in, like, I'm glad the first time I had a look in here, because I've got another save to try and, like, get used to the game. The first time I had a look in here was through the TV speakers, so it wasn't as squelchy. Woohoo! Make some a blowout. Nope. Ooh. Empty. Hi, Gee. How are you doing? Nope, don't want linen wraps. How's it going?
Oh no, I do have Grandma got ran over by a reindeer. I stand corrected.
Mr. Bridge.
This was charted for me yesterday by
Making breakfast. Ooh, what you having?
Who threw it together so quickly. And if you can sing it, please sing along with it. You're a mean Mr. Grinch. Yes.
That's one of my, like, top Christmas songs.
Back to the rig now. I'm going with more dirt. You're a mean one.
Scrambled with chicken. Nice.
Got 3 words for you. Stink. Stink. Stone.
Bird, whale, bird. Snake, snake, whale. Excuse me, sir. I love that. I'll leave that. Right, so what did I say? Snake, snake, whale. Snake. Snake. Whale. Woohoo! What's up? Yeah. I forgot to have breakfast before I streamed. Got a new camera mounting yesterday. Wall mount should be... Ooh, nice. That'll be cool. Ooh. Make a scrambled sausage. Ooh, thank you. Thanks very much. Gold. Ooh. Invisibility. No, I'll leave the boots. Take that though. I'm going out for a bit, so I'll lurk. Have fun. Thank you for the lurk. I appreciate it. Nah. Not that I think anything's gonna follow me in, but you never know. Don't talk to strangers or people. Especially strange people. Woo! Can see you there. Oh! Right in the butt. I'm gonna get my arrow back. Where'd the other one go? Oh. It's hiding from me. Oh, I got my arrow back though. Yeah. Unless they're hot goth women. That's true. They're not gonna be out in this weather though. They're too pale. It's too hot. You will miss these kidneys, but it'll be worth it. Yeah. Do not remember. I'm sorry. I mean, there might be some out. You never know. Ooh, fireball. I've went past that potion thing twice. It's gonna be a spider, isn't it?
Is someone coming? Is that you, Hot Deer? Bjorn? Soling?
No. No, it is not. Not at all. Check the AC, please. Yeah, cafes with iced coffee. There's definitely going to be some in there. You think? You think you need help? It's going to be a spider. I don't have flame. Oh, wait, I've probably... Cafes with iced coffee also have basic ladies. Check for Ubers. This is true. However, the goth ones and the, like, the scene kind of alternative ones that appreciate the iced coffee, you can tell because we're standing there kind of going... the Ugg boot ladies. Only sometimes. A lot of the time I'm actually just like, that's a cute dress. Wait. That's all. And you know what? Fuck it. We'll do two. Enjoy stream, everyone. Thank you. Oh, don't like it. Hello?
Huh?
Don't like it. Oh, getting thumbs up of random. That was funny. Nope. Kill it! God damn it, Sven, I'll end up killing you, stupid. You know how difficult it is to not kill Sven? Get it, Sven!
Get it away from me! Get it away!
Fuck you! Now, I have been advised for this individual to kill him because he runs away. So that's what we're gonna do. I will leave you there. Of course I will leave you there. Have you met me? Oh, bollocks. I thought that would just one-shot him. A bad. Oh. And I get...
Help me out of here!
Killed him. That's what we needed. So, excuse me. My fingers are trembling. The golden claw is finally in my hands, and with it the power of the ancient Nordic heroes. That fool Lucan had no idea that his favourite store decoration was actually the key to Bleakfall Barrow. Now I just need to get the Hall of Stories and unlock the door. Legend says there's a test that Nords put in place to keep unworthy away, but that when you have the golden claw, the solution is in the palm of your hands. Okay. Cool. Why the fuck's he got a belted dress? Do you know what? I'm not judging. No. Do you have anything? No. How about you? Thanks. Itchy nose. Lockpick. Even a fake cartoon one, I'm just like, nah. Do you know what? I'll make it easy for myself and do that. So I can pretend. Alright, we've got everything up here, didn't I? Did I? No. Did now. Let's go, Sven. There's lots of, like, linen everywhere. The fuck is that? Oh, embalming tool, that... Huh? I'm assuming that's the one that used to stick up your nose, wiggle it around and pull your brain out. Yep. Looks like it, doesn't it? It's like, ah, the old nose poker. Nope, that's head empty. Ooh. More linen, more linen, more linen. Empty. Let's go. Sighs and sips coffee. Oh, I haven't even got coffee. I'm slacking the day, mind. I'll get coffee. And maybe some sausages.
I don't think I like where this is going.
Well, neither do I, but here we are, mate.
Time for a little drinking pool. Cheers, genitals.
In the dick! Thanks. Doo-doo-be-doo. So the ones that are wearing armor, alive. Like that one. Well, that was fucking clever. Gotta keep you hydrated. I figured that's what you were doing, yeah. I appreciate you. Thanks. This is all contribution. Ooh, hello. Oh wait, I shot that one, didn't I? Yeah. Oh, in the elbow. It looked like a dick shot. 13. You'd think an ancient sword would have more value. Hi! How are you doing? Nice to see ya. I figured seeing as I missed yesterday because I kind of forgot what day it was. And by the time I remembered it was a bit too late to stream. So I figured I'd just stream today. Got nothing else to do. I'm hiding from the fucking sun. The deadly laser. Thank you, love.
Especially on $5,000 bets, you better believe it. Here we go. Toss a coin to my tip jar. Oh, valley of plenty. Oh, valley of plenty. 21. 20. What?
I was up till 2 AM like an idiot. Oh. Silly sausage. What you gonna do that for? Hey, that was meant to kill you. What are you doing? Sit down. Get your stuff out of my face. Thank you. So what were you being dirty stopped with for? You just felt like it. Hello. Thank you. Ah. Oh, we had an amethyst. Nice. Fellow ginger. Right. I was up drinking, talking like an ace do. That is fair. Gotta do what an ace gotta do. Every path leads to stealth archer. Welcome in, and it does, I agree. They're very helpful. Ads are going to start in about 2 minutes 40-ish. But welcome in, how are you? I'm assuming that you are a Skyrim player. This is my first playthrough. Oh, look at that sexy dragon pose too, yeah. Ooh. Hello? In the shoulder. Apparently not really. Oh, because it's a... Excuse me, I was trying to shoot you in the face. Thank you. Haha! Up the nose! Look at that! Anyway, yes. I have got another save, and I'm doing magic user on that one, though. You just die less as a stealth archer. Thank you. Magic is OP. Yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed. That's why I was like, yep, gonna do that. Stay. I still think that gear should sell for more. It's a collectible. Or something. I have had my first glitch on it the other day. But outside of that, it's not too bad, really. Oh, we're getting close. I'm gonna have to take some things off Sven. Oh, I've already shot that one. Okay. Yeah.
I've got your back. What do you want me to carry?
I broke this game so many... What? I broke this game so many ways in the past. You care much for backseating or some pro tips. I don't mind. I don't mind at all, as long as you don't mind that I may just not do them. But no, I'm fine with that. Ads are starting, just in case. You can get rid of that and you can get rid of that. I suppose you can get rid of that. I like that though. Oh wait, no, need to keep that one. Nope, not what I wanted to do at all. See? Too much. This is what happens when you're a loot goblin. Right, I need to keep that. Damn it! I wanna be a loot goblin. Sorry. You just know there's gonna be someone hiding in one of these. You just know it. Oh, like that one right there. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's just random rock, okay. Hello? Empty. If you get the Thief's Stone at the start after unbound it, level up Archer faster than Warrior Stone, despite... I think that might be what I've got on. Where do I find out? Yeah, I thought I did. That went really well. But that is good to know. I didn't realise that's how it leveled up so quickly. Fudgy! Oh yeah, I forgot level up. Ah, okay, thank you. Need more stamina. What are we actually on for archery? Quite high on sneak. Good. So now, really? One off? I can't do anything on that yet. I don't think I can do anything on sneak either. Oh, well I can increase that one. I kind of feel like I should keep it though. Why are people now playing jazz? The sun brings it out to you. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna say though. I'll just keep it for now, because I don't know what to use it on. Not yet, anyway. Okay. Woohoo! You can actually do exploit. Whoop. Wait. You can actually do an exploit with Findel to speed blitz archery. I forgot about him. Right, after we've been here, I'll go and see him. I forget about him every time. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. It is. Apparently. Hello. Oh, it's a lady. It's a dead lady. Because I know this place is going to go on for a while. So, I should limit my looting. It's going to hurt so bad. Don't want to limit my looting. Is that it? No. Let's go! Right, after we've been in here, we need to go and see the little elf man that helps you with your archery. I knew it! I know we'd be able to train you for 5 levels of archery, but yeah, I don't know what an exploit would be. Oh. A steel helmet. It's like, here, you need extra protection and potions that fuck. Okay. Nope. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I was giving him it. Right, so he's pretty much done out now.
Let's get going then.
Didn't miss anything up here, did I? Nope. Nope. Ooh! Mushrooms! And a skull. Nice. Any more? No? No? If you get him as a follower, you can train archery through him and trade some stuff. You'll go back to repeat until 50. Oh! I may have to do it on another playthrough then because I've got him as the follower. I kind of... I don't think the elf will want to be my follower. That is cool. Fireball. Yeah. Ooh. Hello? Oh, you bastard. Well, it's coming. That's okay. There's like 5 other people who train archery. Oh, good. I mean, that was a bit aggressive, Sven. Jesus. I don't know if you heard that, but all I heard in the background then was, "Why don't you die?" God damn. Calm yourself, Sven. Give me the mushrooms. Thank you. I keep going to reload. Like, I keep going to press square to reload me bow. Not really how it works on this game. Oh, itchy head. Oh. I'll take that back. Cooey. Ah. Oh, that's fine. Ooh, I thought it was gonna be like butter. Nope, wrong way. Ooh, orc arrows, nice. Call to arms. Targets have improved combat skill, health, and stamina for 10 minutes. Ooh. Well. Fireball. Nice. Starting to get a rumbly in my tumbly. Is this the way we... No. Yeah, okay. Give it. Give it. Give it. I saw it flash up. Oh. Oh wow, you're a dick. There we go. Nope. Ha! I win. Beep, 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 ba, ba, ba. Hello. Get him, Sven! Fuck's sake. Sven! You stupid! Yeah, too late now. My kill. Honestly. It's like we're going to die, Sven. Oh, I thought we had it there. Ooh. I've got an unhealthy amount of hours on Skyrim. Granted, it's by far one of my favourite games of all time. There's nothing wrong with that then. Nothing at all. And it proves beneficial to other people. So, you know. I have an unhealthy amount of hours on Final Fantasy Online. It's a 14. The Witcher. Ooh, excuse me. Monster Hunter. A little virtual hospital game. It's all good.
I don't think I like where this is going.
Nope, me neither. Ooh. Where's the lever? Pull the lever, Frank! Oh, fuck, I killed Sven. And I can't remember the last time I saved. Oh no! Do you see what I mean? He just runs in front of me. Oh good, just as we entered. Oh. Fucking Sven. Honestly. Gonna give me grey hairs. Oh. Good. So then as soon as we exit here. Oh, excuse me. We'll go and see the elf man about some training. Oh, hang on. Seeing as someone poke their head round. You little shit! Nice. You gonna wake up in there? Bitch? No. Oh well, one slice ain't too bad. You know what? Yeah, you got this. You got this. Because I am not doing that again. Now that one's closed. Hello. Oh. Move. Nothing looty? No, no. Okay, moving on. Oh, wait. Bear claw, bear claw, bear claw. Bear, moth, owl. Ooh. We're gonna die.
By 9.
Now you know. Prepare for the fight if you're like, yep, I figured. Thanks. Come on then. Yep. Sven, get the fuck out of my way. Oh! Oh, snap! Damn, Sven! Try not to hit Sven. Missed. In the dick. Bollocks. Whee! Ow! Rude. Fucking watch you now. What am I doing? Get the fucking thing. What? Ah! Whee! Sven! Where you at? You did? Bollocks. Let me out. Get up!
I can take you.
Oh. Fucking get up. Really? Yeah, I'm over there. Yes! Good job, Sven. Are you still alive? Sven! Oh, there you are. Where'd he go? There he went. Whoop whoop! Ooh. Excuse me, thank you. Distance. No. I've seen that a lot. And anytime I've seen someone pick it up, it's a new hand has touched the beacon. And then I don't know what happens. So I'm gonna leave that the fuck alone. Yeah! No touchy! The scream just backed it up. Just like him and him fucking touching that. Moving on. Leave the little ball where it is. Got some cool shit there though. Oh. Good. Well, that's not good for me because I don't use heavy armor. Silver ring. A dwarven helmet though. Oh. It's the very bane of every Skyrim player's existence, which is exactly why I left it the fuck alone. Right, no, thank you. Robes of illusion. Well, I'll be able to dismantle them. That's kind of cool, though. Should we go to Stan? Maybe he'll survive when I attack him. Dragonstone, more jewels. Lots of lockpicks and lots of gems. Need to get that appraised. Completely restores magicka. Oh. Well, isn't that bloody handy? Nope. Oh, they're an offering. I'll leave them alone. Someone went out of their way to make that pretty. I'll leave that alone. We did it! Whoop, whoop. Right, now we need to go to Riverwood. Oh, okay, cool. I need to get in touch with the Thieves Guild anyway.
Greetings, Sister Elf. Good to see a familiar face so far from home.
Oh, you are being nice to me.
I'll show you what I know.
Well. Okay. I don't mind losing a bit of money. Technically, we can always pickpocket him later, I suppose.
Farewell. Get away from me.
Okay, never mind. He doesn't like me. But you know what? Worth it. I went the completely long way around, didn't I? Oh well. Done it now. Ooh, what have we got? Steady hand. Zooming in. Slows time. Oh. Well. Requires 60, requires 40, requires... Oh, I've already done that one. Excuse me, I was not done. I want to make the boat extra bad. Fuck you. Fuck you. Right, now we'll go sell shit. Where are you? Come here. What are we going to do in here? Ooh, what are we going to do in here?
Nice weapon you have there.
I should stand up now.
Consider putting it away.
Hey, unless you're here to sell that weapon of yours, why don't you put it away?
Sorry. Sorry. I suppose
Show
if you
those
must.
thieves. You found it. There it is. Strange. It seems smaller than I remember. Funny thing, huh? I'm gonna put this back where it belongs. I'll never forget this. You've done a great thing for me and my sister.
Yeah, I have. And you're just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna steal that later.
It means so much to us to have the claw back where it belongs. Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be.
It's a fine day with you around.
Oh, all right. Steady on. That's what she said. Right. Smith. Me, you.
Still here.
I know you are.
What do you want me to carry?
Right. Take. You can keep hold of that for now. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Yep. Okay, bye.
Let's get going then.
Excuse me, I'm here to bleed you dry.
Whatever you need. Looking to protect yourself or deal some damage?
Nope. Nope. That one. That one, that one. That one, that one. Are the other ones stolen? I don't want to give him the dwarven helmet yet. I think I might want to keep them for later. Do I want to try giving these to Sven or not? And see if he actually wears them first would be the...
All right then.
Still here.
Oh, he's already got it on.
What do you want me to carry?
What are you actually wearing? Yeah. Never mind.
You lead,
You looking for a new blade? Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Aye.
I should have asked this earlier. What race did you go for? I'm a wood elf. Ta-da! With demon eyes, because I like the idea of demon eyes. Wrong button. Can I improve anything? No. No. Okay. Fine. Fine. Right. Nope. Nope. Deliver the dragon stone. Okay. I'm not still carrying too much, am I? No. I'm carrying a lot, though. Deal with that after I've done this.
You see? The terminology is clearly First Era or even earlier. I'm convinced this is a copy of a much older text. Perhaps dating to just after the Dragon War. If so, I could use this to cross-reference the names with other later texts.
Good.
Ah, the Dragon Stone of Bleak Falls Barrow. Seems you are a cut above the usual brutes the Jarl sends my way.
Hopefully.
You'll have to see the Jarl about that. Maybe his steward Avenici. I'm sure one of them will pay you appropriately. My associate here will be pleased to see your handiwork. She discovered its location by means she has so far declined to share with me. So your information was correct after all. And we have our friend here to thank for recovering it for us.
You went into Bleak Falls Barrow and got that?
Yep.
Nice work.
Thanks.
Just send me a copy when you
Farengar.
deciphered it.
Farengar, you need to come at once. A dragon's been sighted nearby.
Oh my
You
goodness.
should come too.
I will in a second. I'm
How
busy.
exciting. Where was it seen? What was it doing?
I'd take this a bit more seriously if I were you. Dragon decides to attack Whiterun. I don't know if we can stop it. Let's go.
Yeah, go. You go do that. I'm gonna raid your shit. Nope. Nope. No, it's Skyrim. Right, which ones? I'm sure we've read Sheogorath. Not yet. I think we've read these. I can't remember though. Shop, find out if it tells us to go and do something. Thadira, Daedra. Right, red. Yeah, I must have read them because I'm sure you get something from that one. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pinch his crystals though. Risky. La 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 la. Cooey.
There's no time to stand on ceremony, my friend. I need your help again.
I think so, yeah.
I want you
I
to
think
go
that's
with
what this
Irileth and
edition
help her
is.
fight this dragon. You survived Helgen, so you have more experience with dragons than anyone else here. But I haven't forgotten the service you did for me in retrieving the dragon stone for Farengar.
Ooh, excuse me.
As a token of my esteem, I have instructed Avenici that you are now permitted to purchase property in the city. And please, accept this gift from my personal armory.
I should come along. I
Thank
would
you
very
so
much like to
much.
see this dragon.
No, I can't afford to risk both of you. I need you here working on ways to defend the city against...
2 minutes while they have a nutter. I'm gonna see what this was. Spells cost 17% less. Well, I don't really do spells, but thanks.
These dragons.
As you command.
One last thing, Irileth. This isn't a death or glory mission. I need to know what we're dealing with.
Don't worry, my lord. I'm the very soul of caution.
I envy you the chance.
Do you want the strongest bow or crossbow in the game early?
Reforming the
Sure, why not?
Vampire hunters or something. In the old fort, they're rifted. Might consider joining up myself.
Sounds good to me.
The guards and dragons will say you aided the Jarl. On behalf of White
I may
Run,
have to
thank
be
you.
right back screen though, because it looks like the dog needs to go out. And I will quickly put some food in. Head to Solitude via carriage. Oh, okay. We can do that. We can do that. However, I shall be right back. Hi. And just pause this. Oh, just pulled my nose ring there. It really hurt. Discord? Does that not automatically pop up anymore? Oh, naughty, naughty. Thank you, Dad. Hello. Thank you for waiting. Okay, so where were we? I'm gonna run over the dog, who I let out, and she went and hid behind the shed because she's a bugger. So I thought she'd got out the garden. Thank you, love. Right. Let's go have a go at a dragon.
You're the best.
Thanks.
Is it my mother?
No.
Good luck. I hope you get there in time.
Thanks.
I've got a hungry daughter to feed, so selling my produce is really the only thing I care about.
Got a chat with an old woman,
No.
Do your good deed for the day.
No.
Do you get to the Cloud District very
Mind you,
often?
does she give you something for
What
it?
am I saying? Of course you don't.
Now I remember.
My friend Maven
You're
and
that
I.
new member of the
Have you met
Companions.
Maven?
So,
in
you
Riften?
what? Fetch the mead?
We know our place in this world.
Well, what you want
know
to
the place of others, too.
Off to Solitude for the ultimate power. Fuck yeah. Where do I get a carriage?
That's a fair question. None of us have ever seen a dragon before, or expected to face.
Outside Whiterun. Oh, okay.
In battle.
I'd be
Oh,
a lot
please.
warmer and a lot
To
happier
fight,
with a belly
even
full
if
of
we
mead.
fail. This dragon is threatening our homes.
I'm on a mission. His hair. Ugh. Do you know? I feel like doing a Britney sometimes. Just. Right, near the stables. Get a carriage. Let's go. Oh, that thing right there. Okay. Howdy ho!
Need a ride?
Yes.
Where do you want to go?
Solitude.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Okie doodle noodle. Yeet.
First time to Solitude?
Yes.
Beautiful old city. Capital
Oh.
of Skyrim, but I'm
Oh.
sure you're...
No, I did not know that, but thank you so much. One second, sorry. Okie dokie. And we're off. Oh, hang on a minute. Obviously carriage, but... We'll also need to trade Sven for a companion here in Whiterun later for an archer train. That's fine, that is doable. I just wanted to get that. Right. Oh, hi. You're pretty. We're going to have an ad in 3 minutes, just so you know.
Everything all right?
Depends, really. Hello there.
I welcome you, friend. How may I serve you?
Depends what you got. Look how happy he looks. So cute. Right, aloe. Ooh, aloe leaves. How many lockpicks you got? A few. 45.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody, stay calm.
What's
the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Everybody.
Hello, everyone. How you doing? Hello. How's it going? Thank you for the raid. How was stream? My goodness.
The door is opened elsewhere. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Is there a button somewhere that I'm missing? Aha! Ho, ho, ho. Ow, oh, fuck. Okay. Wrong button. Wrong
that
button.
Should be good. Happens
Was
to
this
us all.
already out?
How was stream? Sorry, I thought that was going to last a little bit longer and I'd have time to eat chocolate. Priorities. Oh, that's okay. Thank you for the raid. I hope work goes really well. Awkward. Hello, darling. How are you? So, welcome everyone. For those of you that have not been here before with us. That's what they all say. We're working on art. We'll be back soon, I hope. Not a problem. Hello, Sword, you delightful wonder. How are you? But yeah, sorry. For those who've not been here before, I am Panda Pop. We are playing our first run through on Skyrim. I am getting frame drops every now and then. I do apologise for that. I try to fix it. I can't. I'm not very good with computers, but we'll get there eventually. But yeah, this is our first playthrough. We are a wood elf. We are going for the archer stealth business. Because, like, rogue. Why not? I'm just going to snooze those ads. But how was everyone in stream? I know Necro has to go to work, and I hope he has a wonderful day. But how was your stream? How did everything go? How was the art? Aversion to fire. Oh, okay. We haven't killed a dragon yet. We're working on it. I've not heard you, gorgeous Georgie little boy. Hello. It's not as strong as some others are. But thanks. How are you doing in this heat? How are you managing? It's a blinking nightmare. You know, I'll end up buying something off him, so I just wanted to say hi to the cat. Not gonna lie. I live by the sea, it's cool here. Oh, you lucky bugger. Bit warm. Schwam here. Jeez. I want to keep those. Hi, Gracel. How are you doing? Black Nazi. Oh, okay. God, I wish. Right in the thick of the heat here. It's 28, which I suppose in the grand scheme of things isn't so bad. I heard it was like 40 in London. Whoa.
The moment I got the pizza cutter
thank
is
you.
also when I...
Good. I'm not too bad, thank you.
See, expert charge blade player.
I understood every word of that. I don't know about you. If I'm in London, I'm not surprised. I've never heard it be that hot there before, like, ever. Whew. We will have ads starting in 3 minutes for those that get ads, just so you know. We'll run them every 60 minutes.
Tell them he didn't do it.
I think the 3 minute long ads, just to try and keep them down to a minimum.
Go home and stay there until your mother comes.
Get on with it!
You betrayed us.
Yeah, I could tell. I
You
could
should
tell.
tell her that her uncle is scum that betrayed his high king. Best she know now, Advar.
You're all heart, Vivian.
Deary me.
You helped Ulfric Stormcloak escape the city after he murdered High King Torrig.
Oh, there's another Arnold
Opening that
Schwarzenegger.
gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
He doesn't deserve to speak!
There was no murder. Ulfric challenged
Okay, we're looking for a
Thorin.
ramp.
He beat
Okay.
the High King in fair combat. Such is our way. Such is the ancient custom of Skyrim and all Nords.
Boo!
What's the matter? What's the matter with that? Like, if it was fair and square. You know how much of Skyrim nerd I am. This is brilliant.
On this day,
I do. I remember.
I go to Sovngarde.
Oh no!
Some gate guard you were.
I haven't used that in ages. I had to. I'm sorry.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
Right, ramp. Found a ramp. Or do we need another ramp? That's not this ramp.
Whiterun's not safe these days. Lots of travelers just disappear south of Dragonbridge. Can't find a trace of them.
I get that they're not meant to sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but they sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't worry about if you want to give us any pointers, any tips, any hints, whatever. That's absolutely fine. I'm not necessarily going to remember them because, you know, goldfish memory. But I'm totally fine with it. This is the... No, this is the ramp we're looking for. Go left. I forget that there's a delay. My apologies. Thank you very much for the follow. And hello. So, this way? I forget there's a delay, so I'm just going to slowly maneuver until I get told yay or nay.
You should see me when you get bored.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, huh? Never could get the hang of that.
No.
They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King.
Right, hang on. We'll go back down the ramp.
Shouted him apart.
So.
Disrespect the law and you disrespect me.
Nope, this is the ramp we're looking for. Go to the left. If that's the ramp.
I'm a sword man, he said.
Oh wow, look at this dude.
If you need a place to sleep, head over to the Winking Ski.
I got ads. I figured.
For Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes? It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house.
It's the pointy beard, isn't
I bet
it?
the two of us
I understand the love of the beard.
So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deja and I are treasure hunters. We like
Welcome
to
in.
collect things.
You got me. Am I that transparent? No, no, we just know our own. You know what I mean? You get the vibe. I'm listening.
I knew you looked like a clever one. With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay.
I mean, he
but
also
few
has very
people,
pretty eyes.
And they pass through dangerous waters.
Look for a building called
We have an
Fletcher
interest
and
in one of
break in.
those boats,
Okay.
The Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in. But if its fire
He
will
doesn't
go
know we're
out,
talking to the
Ice Runner
lizard.
would run aground.
Shh.
What an interesting idea. I think if someone were to do something like that, there would definitely be a certain amount of loot to be shared.
Oh, well, you have my
Yes,
attention.
If someone were to put out the lighthouse fire and then meet me on the docks afterwards, I could certainly direct them to that loot.
I mean, after all, our character's name is Pandora Loots a lot. Setting up a wreck. I should turn you in the cards. No, don't say that.
Don't worry about
Jesus.
them. We'll make sure they wash up safe.
Oh, good.
Maybe they'll even pay us for their heroic rescue from their sad crash.
As long as they live, that's fine.
It would be best if we spoke little until you've completed your task.
Sure. Right, Fletcher. Do they have names on them? Nope. Nope. Bits and pieces. I like it. Alright, so we're gonna go Fletcher, 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 Fletcher. Why can't they have signs? Go left, now right. Up the ramp. Shh. Speak little, but then how will I admire you again from close up? Oh, you just go. Oh. I'll find him again for you, don't worry. I'm free from ad prison. Well done. You withstood the ad prison. I appreciate you. Ha! Fletcher. Is there another door? He's good. We'll find him. We'll find him. Don't worry. Oh. Oh. Jump scare. Oh. Bit too much, bit too much. Oh, okay. He's a very good lock maker as well. I will get it though. Fuck yeah. And because I can. Oh. Thank you, Sod. Right, let's have a look. Let's go straight to the back. Oh, of course it's going to be in one of these. Ooh. So I'm assuming it's this gold one. I'm just going to unlock it. Even if it's not, it's good practice. Nope, not that way. For now. Ooh. Oh yeah. Mine. Okay. I mean, while we're here, poison. Orc. An imperial bow. What's that? Oh. Hoping it would have been a Daedric. Well, this one's better. It's probably still better than the one I'm using. I mean, the one I'm using does have...
Huh?
Don't. Don't make noises like that. It makes me nervous. No, not yet. I know I've got to go into the Thieves Guild. Which we're going to find. Oh, hello. Lovely day for it. Shit. Should we have a look then? Let's have a see. Oh, it's much better than the one we're using. The one that I'm currently using, though, does do the gem thing, but I should be able to put that on this bowl. Now, where is it that we go to find the Thieves Guild again? Riften. You can go kill the dragon with ease. Thank you! Right. Da, 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 dee, 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 dee. Lovely town.
You know you can afford a septim or two.
Okay. How does he know I can afford that? I might be poor. You don't know. Does anyone have any plans for the weekend? Rest in broke bitch face. Yeah, I do. But that's the thing, he's saying I can afford a septum or two. Oh, okay. I will try to remember that. I've said use carriage and I haven't even asked him where I'm going. Try not to melt sounds like a good start. Anything beyond that is added bonus. Because it means I'm still like, this is very, very true. I myself am debating just a bath in ice.
Need a ride?
Yes.
Where do you want to go?
I want to go there first. And then we'll go kill the dragon. Or should we go kill the dragon then go to Riften? What do you think? Oh no. Oh god, that's awful. Just get a jug and fill it full of water from the sink if you have to.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
Thank you, kind sir.
If you've never been to Riften, be sure to visit the Blackbriar Meadery. A few mugs of that and you'll forget all.
He forgot to finish the end of his sentence. It's that good. Sounds like a great idea.
To walk, eh?
I can be very creative.
Place.
Ooh, look at those. It's so pretty. Right. So, Riften. Khajiit.
Goods and wares of all kinds, and all can be yours.
I thought I got an axe sticking out his head. Am I going the right way? No. No, I'm not. I knew that. I haven't played this game in too long. I've never played this game before. So we're all experiencing it. Well, we're all experiencing me experience it for the first time. So there's going to be lots of... Whoops.
Hold there.
Why?
Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax.
I was going to join your new stream last night, but I was useless at cards. Just like for...
For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter?
It matters.
All right, keep your voice down. You want everyone to hear you?
Yes.
I'll let you in. Just let me unlock the gate.
Little shit. Just put an arrow up your butt for that. But I'm feeling nice today. What up? The cheeky bugger. Okay, Thieves Guild, Thieves Guild, Thieves Guild. It's quite alright. I don't even playing cards this night right now. Oh, you're back on the radius too?
I had another
nice.
run-in with the Thieves Guild.
Be careful, Mio. The Thieves Guild has Maven Blackbriar at her back. One snap of her fingers and you could end up in Riften jail. Or worse.
They represent the reason I'm here. I can't just ignore them, Eren.
I know. I just don't want you to leave.
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, I got news for you. There's nothing to see here. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some stranger sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. The Blackbriars have Riften in their pocket and the Thieves Guild watching their back, so keep your nose out of their business. Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for them. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy. But it'll cost you.
Is he gonna steal this off me?
Only way you could have found one of those is by stealing it. Guess you'll fit in around here better than I thought. So what do you want to know? Do I look like a merchant to you? You're gonna have to take that up with Vex and the Thieves Guild.
I know you told us the
good
name
with
before,
them,
but I
you'll
couldn't remember
find
what
her.
it was. Okay, so.
You kidding? My brother Dirge works in their hideout. I used to run with them myself, but took a job with Maven after they started hitting a rough patch. If you want to get in on that action, find Brynjolf in the marketplace. I'm sure he could use someone like you.
Thanks. Ta-ra.
Be seeing you around.
Okay, so. Well, first off, obviously. No stone unturned. Become a full member of the Thieves Guild. Well, I hope that's not burning for too long. That one. No?
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on...
Sure. I'm a dirty beggar. Why would you want to even speak to me?
Next
What's the matter with
To
you?
oblivion with all of you. You rich piles of dung walking by us like...
Calm yourself down.
Thank you. Vines bless your kind heart. Until next time.
He's called. I honestly thought I'd said sniff.
Everything else is your problem.
No, I don't want to do that yet. Where's the other ones? Aha. Nope. So it's just not okay. She's not going to show me then. Nope.
Trees.
Nope.
They're beautiful here.
That's
Reminds me
nice.
of autumn at home.
Meadery. I'm going to assume some kind of magic thing. Oh, pawn shop. Okay. Pawned prawn.
My advice. Don't listen to that talk of the face sculptor
Being
down in the
Bob.
Ragged Flagon. Face butcher is more like it than what I've heard.
No. Wait, hang on. Why? Turn you off. Turn you on. Thank you.
People of Riften,
Heed my word.
You.
Never done an honest
Return of
day's
the
work in your
dragon is
life
not
for all
mere
that coin you're carrying. Hey, lass.
This is one of the signs. The signs that
I'm
Lady
saying
Mara
you've
is
got the coin,
displeased with your
but you
constant
didn't earn a
inebriation.
septim of it
Put
honestly.
down your flagons filled
I
with
can
your
tell.
vile
I did.
liquids and embrace the teachings of
Some
the
of it.
handmaiden of Kine.
No, Marimo.
I sold
All
plants
about
that I picked
sizing up your
myself.
mark, lass. The way they walk,
Certainly
what they're
we can come to
wearing.
some sort of an
It's a
understanding.
dead giveaway.
These people must be made aware of the chaos they've
Oh, but that's where you're wrong, lass. Wealth is my business. Maybe you'd like a taste.
Use them as an excuse to harass our
I've got a bit of an errand to
Very
perform,
well, Talon.
but I need an extra pair of hands.
myself from this den of iniquity.
And in my line of work,
We're not kicking
extra
you out.
hands are
Just
well
keep
paid.
the sermons at the temple and let us all sin in peace.
Simple. I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his stand.
Am I?
Once you have it, I want you to place it
Excuse
in
me?
Blanchet's pocket without him noticing.
Oh, really? 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 This is just rude. Can you get the fuck out of my face? Yeah, it's a really nice light. God damn.
There's someone that wants to see him put out of business permanently.
Hey, rude.
That's all you need to know. I'll be out in the market all day, from 8 in the morning until 8 in the evening. Meet me then, if you've still got the stomach for it.
I mean, I suppose that is true. That is true. Still, though. Rude.
Do you want me to hold your hand as well?
Yes.
You're going to have to sneak over to Medesi's stall and use your lockpick on the strongbox. Then, when you have the ring, you pickpocket Blanchet and leave it behind. We've been contracted to make sure Blanchet remembers not to meddle in affairs that aren't his own. Now, since we're not the Dark Brotherhood, we're not going to kill him. We're just going to make sure he sits in prisons for a few days.
Oh, I had it right in the middle of his face. There. He's very to the point,
I'll be
isn't
at the
he?
market come morning. You better be there too.
Ooh, hello.
If you've got the coin, you're welcome here. Let's
Thanks.
save that appetite, hmm?
There's so much cheese. Cheese. I don't need it because I've got the amount of bloody health potions I've got. It's ridiculous.
Come back and see us again.
I will.
I don't have any business with you, so get out of my face.
Godzilla. Guy on the bench next to you is one of the best followers. Oh, him. That's your name, Pandora. Pandora loots a lot. Yeah.
My skill in battle is unmatched. Fortunately for you, that skill can be bought.
I will come back for you.
Why settle for just stabbing your foes when you can roast them alive in a gout of arcane fire?
Okay, I will definitely come back for him.
What can I get you? Mead? Wine?
No, I'm just being nosy. But yes, that is my name. Who's he banging? Well, I mean, he's got a tan and dark hair. Has he got a beard? Well, he's got one of them attempts. He's got that smudge under his bottom lip going on.
Divines bless you. May the ground you walk quake as you pass.
Try and say I'm fat. No. Right. Blah, 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 blah. Thieves Guild, Thieves Guild, Thieves Guild. Stop pressing the wrong button. Yeah, that's pretty good too. My favourite's Farkas. Companion in Whiterun. Oh! Go on, sword. Right. Oh, well, okay then.
Gems, potions. Sure. I'm a dirty beggar. Why would you want to even speak to me?
I already gave you money.
To oblivion with all of you. You rich piles of dung. What? You think you
Well,
know
now you're
pain?
just rude.
Do you? Try watching your wife and daughter burn
Okay,
alive.
lads. Ready to make some coin.
Oh.
Good. Wait until I start the distraction. Then show me what you're made of.
Everyone, gather round. Welcome to Riften, home of the Thieves Guild. Or so they'd have you believe.
Hear this?
It's all lies. They're just thugs.
It's all lies.
Creeping around the Red Way.
Come on, Brynjolf. What is it this time?
Patience, Blanchet. This is a rare opportunity, and I wouldn't want you to get left out.
That's what you said about the wisp essence, and it turned out to be crushed nerm root mixed with water.
Well, that was a simple misunderstanding. But this item is the real thing. Lads and lasses.
Nope. I never thought about that. I think I might have one. So if this goes wrong, we will give that a bash. Ooh, come on. There we go.
I give you Falma Blood Elixir.
Oh, come on. Are you talking about the Snow Elves?
The one and only. Mystical beings who live in legends and were masters of great magic. Imagine the power that coursed through their veins.
If you're ever in the market, I deal in specialty goods for Morrowind at one of the stands. Just what you see here. Keep your eyes to the road.
Hang on. Oh, plant the ring. Okay.
No one's seen them in years.
My sources must remain a secret for their own protection, but I can promise you that the contents...
Nope. Oh, wait, yep. Saw it, saw it, saw it.
Well, I see that my time is up. Come back tomorrow.
Excuse me.
Riften's under
Hurry
my
through.
protection. Damn. You watch yourself now.
Knew I should. Looks like I chose the right person for the job. And here you go. Your payment. Just as I promised. The way things have been going around here, it's a relief that our plan went off without a hitch.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a
Nah.
chance?
My organization's been having a run of bad luck. But I suppose that's just how it goes. But never mind that. You did the job, and you did it well. Best of all, there's more where that came from. If you think you can handle it.
Oh, dear me. Oh.
All right then. Let's put that to the test. The group I represent has its home in the Ratway beneath Riften. A tavern called the Ragged Flagon. Get there in one piece, and we'll see if you've really got what it takes.
Okay.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
What is it with you and all the... questions? Very well. Ask away.
Nope.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
I fucked up?
What?
What did I fuck up?
Are you talking about? Don't play stupid. I said turn out your pocket.
Hello.
Now. I'm telling you, I don't... Wait, what's this
Looking
ring?
to stay alive?
This isn't mine.
Why take a chance?
That's right, it isn't yours. You're under arrest.
How you doing?
Banshee.
This is insane. I didn't steal money. I never saw this ring before in my entire life.
We can do this one way. You can walk with me to the keep, or I can drag
Selena.
your lifeless
So
body.
we'll watch this one and see if he still thinks that.
Very well.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
See, for me, I'm drawing nothing from this. Selena, 100% right?
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Ah, down there. Okay.
It's not.
It's an odd clip. I was wondering, like, what it was. Okay.
Fancy yourself an alchemist, huh? Never could get the hang of that.
I need to check them. I've got a couple I need to check now. Right, okay, so I need to go. Need to get over there, which means I'm going this way first. Maybe not.
I won't go back to her once you fell. I won't.
Can I just swim? Because I don't trust that I won't die. Cowabunga! I can't just swim. That's gonna take us right back into the city, innit? Yep, that went well. It was down under the city, wasn't it? So, is there a way to go down? Or do I just jump straight in the well? Can I even jump straight in the well? Or I could do this. That works too.
Jewelry with legendary
Aha! Oh. I made that so much more difficult than it had to be. Well... Hello?
I don't know, Trough. They'd skin us alive if they knew we were doing this.
Why are you always acting like such a big baby? I've gotten us this far.
This far? We're living in a sewer. You said we'd have a house as big as the Blackbriars.
And someone there.
Never should have come here.
No bollocks. I'm good, thank you. How are you? That went well. Sven, move.
Dare challenge me?
Yep. Am I meant to be killing these people? I feel like I'm not meant to be killing these people. It is my first time playing Skyrim. I know I hide it really well. Ah, that's not a fucking shield.
Crush you like a bug. Oh, mercy!
No, no fucking mercy. Yes, you need to kill them. Good. Thank you for the follow. Such a great game. I'm replaying it for the second time. Oh, nice. Are you doing anything different this time round? Is it me you're looking for? No. Oh, I forgot about you.
You're no match for me.
No, you're right. Take that! With your mutton chops. Take your arrows, though. You okay, buddy? Right. Anyway. Ooh, sword. This is true. This is very true. Oh, okay. How do I get you? Over the other side, I'm gonna say. Boop. Oh, do you know what? I don't have a life outside of Tamriel. Is that a trap? It is. This time I'm fighting for the Stormcloaks and trying a warrior class. Ooh! I played more stealthy last time. Apparently stealthy archer does seem to be quite a popular one. I do have another save for when I'm not playing on stream. And that one I've gone for a caster. Just to see what that's like. Have I got to be a higher level for this bow or something? Because my other bow was doing much better. No, I was just in the doorway. Okay, that works too. Oh no, I'm going to sneeze. Thank you. A chew indeed. Then you'll appreciate. I will. And I will come back and get him as a little buddy old pal. Thank you very much. Very mods. That's because I read mods. Sorry, thank you very much. A chew. Have you played it with mods yet? No, not yet. To be fair, I'm getting bloody frame drops. I play on console as well, so I don't know if you can actually get mods on console for it, because I'm not really that computer savvy. Ooh, Betty! You got it? Yeah, you can. Ah. Well, I haven't yet, but I might. Once I've got used to it. But I'm getting frame drops as it is, so it's like... Oh. I know the frame drops probably have nothing to do with the console, but still. Ooh, bear trap, okay. Ooh, lots of bear... Oh god, lots and lots of bear traps. Hello! Ah! Sven! You're in the way again. You can't through Creation Club mods. My last account, I was Vegeta. My companion must have been nice. Ooh. No. Gloves sound cool though. And he didn't trigger any of these, did he not? No, of course not. I'm gonna wish I left them active, aren't I? How's your back? It's not too bad. I'm doing okay, surprisingly. I didn't use mods for 20 years from first play. Would have some now. Ooh, what mods do you have then? When you're getting food. It should be cooked now, so... Dirty hell. I will go and get it in a momento. We'll go through this bit first, and then I'll probably... Ooh. Sorry. I'll probably raid out and then stream again in a couple of hours, or an hour or so. So I can go get food, because I don't want to leave you on a be right back screen. I like that you can buy multiple properties in different... Can you? That would be good. I wanted the butterfly, not the fucking axe. Got the axe now, though.
Hello, motherfucker.
Hey, look what I found on the ground. Mostly follow Indigo player homes and some DLCs. I don't mod environment and look of it. That is fair. I'd probably do like home mods. Excuse me. Woo! Deary me. After I've had some food though, we can come back on and play this. But do not worry, love, I am okay. Whoop, hello. I forgot it said it slowed down time. Jesus, Sven! You okay, buddy? Good God. Full shebang, chokehold and everything. God damn. Sven means business. He's sick of getting shot. Am I the one shooting him? Yes. But he's sick of it. Ah-dee-dee. If you want to see player homes, you can go to the Darkstar channel. Ooh, I will. Oh, did that? Oh God, I'm gonna be here a while. Yes, I will. I will. We have enough picks. It's fine. Oh, oh. Come on, baby. Maybe not. I'll find it. Ooh, so close. Oh yeah. Hello. Oh. Okay. We made it! Woo!
Give it up, Brynjo. Those days are over.
I'm telling you, this one is different.
We've all heard that one before, Bryn. Quit kidding yourself.
Well, well. Calling me impressed, lass. I wasn't certain I'd ever see you again. Reliable and headstrong? You're turning out to be quite the prize. So, now that I've whetted your appetite with our little scheme at the market, how about handling a few deadbeats for me? They owe our organization some serious
I thought she
coin.
fell off the chair there.
They decided not to pay. I want you to explain to them the error of their ways. Kirava, Percy Honeyhand, and Helga.
Excuse
Do this
me.
right, and I can promise you a permanent place in our organization.
Nice.
Honestly, the debt is secondary here. What's more important is that you get the message across that we aren't to be ignored. A word of warning, though. I don't want any of them
I am
killed.
curious now.
Bad for business.
Is it like when Roach ends up on roofs and stuff? Or in Fallout 4? I had... Oh, what's the granny called again? The old lady that does the drugs. I had her, and I built a chair. And when I put our chair down, for some reason it glitched and it went into the ceiling. And our little feet were just dangling out the ceiling. I couldn't ever talk to her again. Which is probably for the best because she was off her tits. But, yeah. I'm curious though.
Good. If you need any details on your marks, I'll be
Wow,
here.
that's a
Now get
forehead, and that's coming from me.
Kirava's stubborn, but she's got a soft spot for family. Talk to Talon Jay at the Bee and Barb, and see if you can get something out of him. They're well acquainted, if you catch my meaning.
Okay.
Helga is a devout follower of Dibella, and dotes over the statue to the divine that she keeps at the bunkhouse.
My sister and I were playing. We
Use it
killed
as
a dragon at the
leverage,
tower.
and she'll
Went to
kill.
Whiterun. Left Whiterun. And it spawned and fell on top of us. And it was twerking. Oh! Okay. Hey, you're finally awake. Hello, Ollie. How are you? And yes, I am finally awake.
He's as pig-headed a man as you'll ever find. The key
How you doing?
is that ugly dwarven urn in his shop. Smash that thing to bits and he'll change his attitude.
Fair. Okay.
I'll be here when you're done.
If you're looking for conversation, the flagon isn't the place.
Okay. Didn't ask.
I think Brynjolf could give you all the information you need.
Right. So we'll do a quick save here. I will come back in about an hour or so. And continue on. But I do need to have something to eat because I'm tired. So who should we go and see for now, eh? I'll put it on chat screen and see if it, like, behaves itself. Okay, do we want to stick with Skyrim? I think we should stick with Skyrim. The train that came in was a Skyrim train after all. Thank you for coming in. It was lovely to meet you all as well. And thank you for sticking around on my Skyrim playthrough. We will be back. If I will put another notification thing up. Nope, I'm not even typing where I need to be typing. If you want to know when we're going to be online, there we go. I hope you have a great day as well, and thank you for being here. I do appreciate that you popped in and gave me loads of advice and help on it and stuff. It's going to be great. I am looking forward to coming back. I do need to have something to eat, though. So, right, we will stick with Skyrim. No, that's... I mean, I suppose we could stick with Oblivion as well. Oh, excuse me, I've got a really itchy nose. I'm going to have to take extra hay fever tablets, I think. Oh, actually, because I'll never get to do this. Hopefully you'll all join me in doing this. I never ever get to raid this gentleman, and he's a lovely chap. Should we go see Guy? I think we should go and see Guy. That is the subscriber raid message. This is the follower raid message. If you have your own raid message, feel free to use them as well. That is not a problem. Hope food is good and healthy. Have fun for the rest of your day. Hope to see you again. Thank you very much, and thank you for your help. I appreciate it. Hopefully we will see you all again soon. Oh, excuse me. I need to sort this nose out. Hay fever tablets or something. This is insane. But yes, as always, you lovely, lovely bunch. Thank you for being here. I will be back in the next hour or so. If you do either get the notification through Twitch, or if you want to join the Discord, and you'll find out in there when I go live and stuff. You won't get bombarded with stuff. We're not very busy in there. We'll talk to each other, obviously, but you won't get swamped with notifications. Very rarely is the everyone used, which is the only time I tend to think anyone gets notifications. But anyway, I'm waffling, and now is not the time to waffle. But thank you. I appreciate you greatly. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Be safe, be hydrated, stay out of the heat. And I'll catch you again in a couple of hours. Bye.